a lot of people don't know this. The costume is based off of the imagery that we released already. The costume's already we've already released it. Nobody knows that, but we've already released it. I mean, the costume we have will look very similar to what you see in the poster already. Hi, I'm Tim Snyder, the program coordinator of the Troopers Drum and Bugle Corps. This year our show is entitled Dance with the Devil. Our show is about basically what would happen if you made a deal with the devil. You know, what does that look like? What does that mean? It's kind of a continuation of last year's show. You know, we caught the sun, and you know, what did it take to do that? So that's kind of where the genesis started for this year's show. We're opening with Bruckner 8. So that's one of the tunes that we're doing, but we're doing it in a little bit different way. You're gonna feel the heat of the sun. You're gonna feel what it might feel like to be desolate. You know, in last year's show, you saw the drum major catch the sun. You know, now you're gonna see this same drum major on the other side of the sun. What does that look like? Then we'll move on to Hyperlink by Peter Graham. We've used his work several years now, and he just fits with what we do, and I think we're doing it in a very interesting way. Our ballad this year is House of the Rising Sun. We found a person who literally sounds like Johnny Cash. I've never heard this in my whole life. You would be hard pressed to tell that it's not Johnny Cash. So you will hear, I guess, air quotes, Johnny Cash in the Trooper show, which I don't think there's even a better match made in heaven. So we'll have that, and that's where you will see the first strains of the guitar. We will be playing Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood by Santa Esmeralda. It is very much a dance tune. And then we'll be closing with Weight of the World by Stephen Malillo. So it's kind of an eclectic grouping of music that we're trying to put together in a different way.
You know, it's interesting because Tim and I have been, talking for many years now, since the post-pandemic years began, and kind of creating this Troopers universe in the modern era. And it's an edgier, it's a darker kind of a vibe. You can imagine back in the old Trooper days where it was kind of the John Wayne Troopers. And today you might think about it more like the Red Dead Redemption video game Troopers, kind of a modern look and feel.
All of these different shows since I've been at the Troopers has been a version of what I think the Troopers could be. You know, we see the Troopers in an oil field. What would that look like if there were Troopers in an oil field? With Voracious. And then this past year, what would it look like if the Troopers were actually riding a horse trying to lasso the sun? And every single one of these Troopers live in a different space in the same world. You just see them in different areas. So we kind of come across the idea of maybe it's like the Marvel Universe, I don't know, where there's different superheroes, but our superhero happens to be a trooper. Our goal from the beginning has tried to put something on the field that everyone, no matter if you're a new Trooper fan or an old Trooper fan, that you're going to enjoy. When we talk to the kids, I really do say to them, you got to get them on their feet right here. This is what we're trying to convey. And the kids try. They try to get the audience on their feet. That is a major conversation. We never talk about scores. We don't talk about, do we say we want to be on Saturday night? Sure, everybody does that. But we want to get the audience on their feet. That's our main goal. And if they're not standing, then we haven't done our job. And I believe that from a design standpoint, not from a kid standpoint.